What's going on YouTube? Jimmy James Garage. Today I'm going to give you guys my review of the Suncast. I believe it's the Tremont 8x10 shot from Menards. And I bought this spring of 2021 at Menards. I think I got it for around just under $1,000. I ended up doing like the rebates with Menard, the 11% off, but with the price of wood, I wanted to do a pre-made shed, and I just built I built a platform out of treated wood, and I made sure to use a level to have it as flat as possible. And then I just used some bricks. I tried to find the flattest spot in my yard here. I'll get back so I can show a little bit more, but I'll give you guys a quick look inside. I've been really impressed. I've been super impressed with this shed. Cost me probably about $200 to make the platform between the materials with screws. And I did use lag bolts to bolt it down so it won't blow away. Here, I'll open it. And it's pretty decent size. I got a bunch of stuff in here. So inside I got my dolly. I had wood left over, some plywood. Back when I built this, plywood was like, I don't know, about $60 a piece for a 3/4 inch treated wood. I bought the shelving unit from Menards, and instead of stacking it all the way up, I just put it side by side, and it worked out pretty well. I keep my propane tanks and stuff like that, and just miscellaneous things. I can easily fit my snowblower in here with my lawnmower. Got a ladder, ramps, just miscellaneous stuff. And then I actually used, that was in my garage, that I don't really know, that hanging rack for the shovels and whatnot. That was in the garage of the house when we moved, and I wanted to see if I could get it to work out here, and I just used some shorter screws so they wouldn't go all the way through. And yeah, it's been holding up well. These trusses are, I mean, it's pretty sturdy. The only place where it seems like it's a little bit weaker, you're like kind of back here on the back wall, there is definitely some flex. But I mean, we've had good storms come through with 60-mile-an-hour winds since I've had this put up. I'd say probably the only complaint of this shed would be, like, you can kind of see there's a little bit of play here, and it's probably not going to be like the most strongest secure thing. If someone wants to break into one of these, they can, but I'm sure you can also find ways to brace it and do something to, a little bit of innovation. You could make it definitely a lot sturdier, but you're in a decent neighborhood, or, you know, it's back behind the house, and I think you'll be fine. It did come with 2 shelves, and they just screw in. It definitely, I might end up getting more, because they definitely work as a support piece too. It just kind of makes it definitely more sturdy. That's why I put them up here in the front towards the doors instead of in the back, because it just made everything decently sturdy. But overall, it's been a great shed. I kind of wish I would have got one a little bit bigger, but at the same point, I'd probably just end up having more crap I need, and then that's just how that goes. But yeah, overall, oh, and I'll show you too real quick how this other door opens. It's pretty simple. You just pull these little hangers down, and they open up. The only thing that kind of sucks too is they kind of flap in the wind. So when I was building my platform, I just used one of these bungee cords, and I loop it through here, and I put a screw right down here, and that way it'll hold my door open and it won't flop in the wind. And it works good for when I'm pulling the lawnmower in and out, so I'm not fighting the doors and whatnot. But yeah, my dad actually ended up getting one of these, and he said he liked his, but he just put it on on a flat ground surface area. And he said once you get one panel off a little bit, you got to fight the whole thing. And since I ended up getting this platform, this wood deck platform, whatever you want to call it, pretty flat, I really didn't have any problems where I didn't really have any gap issues I had to fight too bad. I did put this up all by myself. It probably took, I don't know, 5 to 6 hours. It took a whole day. The instructions aren't the best, but mine didn't even come with it. I had to look it up on I had to look up the instructions on the website. But there's a lot of pieces, but it's doable. If you're mechanically inclined, you definitely want to have a good drill with a good battery, because if not, you're just gonna go through batteries like crazy. I was able to get I got a Milwaukee M18 drill with the 2.0 batteries, and I was able to get the whole thing done on one battery, but it was about dead by the time I finished. And trying to think if there's anything else I'm leaving out here. I think that's pretty much about it. As long as you got a good platform, it comes with a little plastic tool, and there's just like these little bolts, and they just twist in, and then there's a million screws. You're definitely gonna have a lot of screws, a lot of bolts everywhere just to reinforce it. But yeah, it's been solid. I'd definitely recommend it. I was kind of looking to get one myself, and it comes with these little screens, and it's just got little screws that hold it in. It does a decent job of keeping like wasp and stuff out, and spiders. I get a little bit of bugs in here, but nothing bad at all. Haven't had. The good thing about it, since the doors, I'll show you, since they fit so you don't end up getting any mice or anything like that, and I have not had an issue with any varmints getting in, because it's definitely a tight clearance. As you can see, it fits real nice and tight. So that's awesome, not having to worry about critters getting in it. The only thing I've noticed is that these windows are kind of like, they're plastic and they're starting to kind of like crack, and they're getting bowed in a little bit, but that's really been the only thing on the shed that's kind of not really held up that great. But they still keep water out. That's the hardest thing too. There is a gasket. This was a pain in, if anything was a pain in the ass to get this thing together, it was getting these windows in. It's the toughest thing of putting this whole shed together. And then yeah, there's just areas where on the floor right there where just buy some lag bolts. I recommend screwing this thing down, because you definitely don't want your guy away. But yeah, I mean, I'm in here, decent amount of room. So if anyone's interested in looking at these Tremont, yes, I believe it's the Tremont model, they're definitely legit for the price, and I'd definitely recommend it. So just thought I'd share that with you guys. So hope it helps someone out that's in the market of looking for a pre-made shed. I think for the money, it's definitely hard to beat. So all right, I'm out. You guys have a good one.